70 cents a mile. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about the company briefly, because I'm gonna do a whole review on that. So I'm gonna let you guys know what company I chose and all that stuff that's coming up, but I'm gonna just briefly give you an idea of what it's like here. It's 70 cents a mile, 70, yes, that's the cents per mile that I get now. And it's 48 states. The trucks are governed at 70, just like the cents per mile, 70 miles per hour. That's what the trucks are governed at. Like I said, you run 48 states. And what else? There's so much that I want to tell you guys, but I don't want to let the cat out the bag, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna just leave it at that for right now, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about TransAm first, and then, you know, so on and so forth. I'm gonna let you guys know what company it is and all that. I picked out a few names of people that I remember right off the tip of my head, that always comment on my videos and that has subscribed like from day one, that's been following the channel from day one. And man, I appreciate you guys very much. I'm gonna mention some of those names down in the video also. Some of you guys are new to the channel and you guys just subscribe. If you just subscribe to the channel, just comment subscribe down below so I can know I give you guys a shout out, you know what I mean? But I want to take this time out before I go into anything else and just say thank you for everybody that subscribed to the channel. Thank you for everybody that viewed my videos, everybody that liked, comment, shared for your own opinion. And I got a lot of love and encouragement from the last video I posted saying that I quit TransAm. A lot of people giving me, you know, good motivation for my future to come. Chris, big up Chris pulling 18 wheels, bro. Shout out to you. Brandon Allen also. You know, a couple of people have given me strong encouraging words, you know, saying towards my future and keep those videos coming. You know what I mean? So shout out to those. I have a few more people that I'm gonna shout out also. You know what I mean? But I just want to thank everybody, man. Thank you guys very much for, you know, bringing the channel to where it is. It's still not, you know, big, or I'm still not where I want to be. But you know what I mean? At least when I get up to the point of doing big things like you guys know I want to do, I'm still taking everybody with me, you know what I mean? So you just continue to follow me on the journey, yeah, we get right into the video after this. So a few people asked me why it took me so long before I left TransAm. Firstly, some of you guys that's been watching the channel for a long time, you guys know that I was on the dedicated account after a period of time, and I got all the way up to 46 cents. And just before I left, they were supposed to raise my pay to 49 cents. So with that being said, when I got up to like 10 months, I started looking into other companies that could hire me, right? No, I was going home every 2 weeks. I was going home because I was running dedicated. Basically, you run for like a minimum of like 9 days. Sometimes I'll be back home like in 9 days time, you know what I mean? And then I was guaranteed so-called $1,000. It's really $4,000 gross. They want you to gross. As long as you gross $4,000 for the month, they won't pay you anything extra. If you gross anything under that, then they will pay you whatever it is in the difference. So with that being said, you know, there wasn't a lot of companies that I found out there before I got up to a year experience that would accept me, that would pay as much as I was making at TransAm, believe it or not. Some companies were starting at, like, you could tap the pay scale out at 50 cents or 49 cents or 48 cents or however much, but they were starting at like 43 cents, 41 cents, 42, 46. You see what I mean? Many different companies. So I just, like, in my opinion, it just wouldn't make any sense for me to move on from TransAm to go to a company to go make 46 cents or even 49 cents to start there. If I started at 49 cents at another company, leaving TransAm to go to start for 49 cents, then basically all I would be starting for is like maybe a bigger layover pay or detention pay and all that stuff, you know, other incentives, which wouldn't make much of a difference, and I'd be sacrificing. I would have to be out there for more on the road, you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I stuck it out at TransAm, you know, for so long. I don't regret it. I don't regret being there for 1 full year, you know what I mean? It shows job stability and all that stuff. And I mean, looking back, I mean, there's been ups and downs, you know what I mean? But looking back at it, it wasn't like all that bad, you know what I mean? A lot of people bash the company and say, what? Bro, you can't even like bash them to a certain extent, because like there's not a lot of companies that's gonna hire you from out of the state of Florida with no experience and put you in a truck and all that stuff. And at least purchase program ain't the best there, or whatever the case is, bro. I've never done it. I would not do it. My personal opinion, not knocking anybody that does the lease purchase at TransAm, but I personally would not do it. Not for all of that stuff that you have to go through, you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I stuck it out at TransAm for so long, until I got up to this point where I got on with this company. Now I'm gonna tell you guys a few companies that I was actually looking into once I got up to a year. The first one was, I spoke with Crete and Schaefer, and I was going to go on the Schaefer side, which starts at 53 cents, I believe. Yeah, it starts at 53 cents on the Schaefer side, which is the reefer division, I believe. They were going to take me with 10 months experience. When I got up to 10 months experience and I called them up, turns out they said I have to wait until I have to get to 1 year. Okay, I got up to 1 year. I called them back again. They told me they put a hold on, they're not hiring out of Florida. So that was pretty disappointing. So I didn't end up going with Crete. Hirschbach leasing program. Hirschbach drivers make bread, you know what I mean? Because I know for a fact, I know a driver that used to work leased at TransAm, and you know works over there, and he sent me a few of his pay stubs, and them pay stubs look good, you know what I mean? So I was actually thinking about to do Hirschbach leasing, and I just didn't follow up with it, because I got this job that, I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, I did say it's 70 cents per mile, and I have to run all 48 states. You're guaranteed 3,000 miles, and you run over 3,000 miles. They don't play games with the miles like, you at 2,800 they cap you off. Nah, they will run you as much, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave that for the rest of the video. Also, this job that I took is 1099, you know what I mean? So you get all the miles. Right now, I'm gonna tell you like it is, from the period I started like 2 days after the pay period, you know what I mean? And right now, today, I'm already sitting on 2,700 miles. That's what I mean. So what you do the calculation, 70 cents per mile times 2,700 miles, you know what I mean? You guys can do the calculation and you see what I'm talking about. And it's 1099, so you have to pay your own taxes and all that stuff. I spoke with my tax consultant. I already know I'm gonna get my stuff done and all that. Yeah, but Crete, Hirschbach, when it got up to a point, bro, I started to get discouraged, because like I kept calling different companies. I believe I called May Trucking. I believe someone commented on my last video. I don't remember if it's Patrick. He came to TransAm, he did the leasing, didn't work out, he went to May Trucking. I called May Trucking. I called Frame Miller. I don't remember how you pronounce it. I called them. They weren't a bad paying company. I think it was like 46 cents or something like that, or 49 cents for the reefer division, or however much it was. I was considering them. I called CFI. I called, oh man, what's that other one? They have some black trucks. I can't remember. But a few of the companies that I called, either they weren't hiring out of Florida, or the cents per mile was just not cutting it, and it just wasn't worth it for me, you know what I mean? For me personally, what I was looking for. So I started to get discouraged, and then I was like, I wanted to go local at the same time. So I started looking into some local gigs. Bro, the first local gig I got was it was a 1099 small guy starting his own company. It was for a moving company. Now don't get me wrong, bro, I don't mind getting out of the truck, working with my hands, or working outside, or I don't mind working. I'm not a lazy person. I will work, you know what I mean? But he was paying $150 a day, and it was 6 days a week, you know what I mean? And then when you did the calculation, like, your taxes aren't deducted from that, You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, that's not really going to cut it for what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Maybe when I'm more financially stable, then I was just like, okay, I'm just working to keep myself occupied, and I could probably just go do something like that. On top of that, it was touch free, 16 stops a day maximum, and you get the same 150 a day no matter how many stops you do. So if you get up to 16 stops, you get the same 150. If you take as long as it takes to get all them done, it's the same 150 a day. You don't get no overtime and all that stuff. So wasn't working for me. The second one I got offered $17 an hour, and then $18 after 90 days for a 40-hour work week job. You guys can do the calculation. When I did the calculation, I was like, hell no. And that doesn't after the calculation that I got, it doesn't include your taxes coming out or your insurance and benefits and all that stuff. So I was like, nah, that's not gonna cut it for me. So I decided that I had to find an OTR company that was gonna pay me enough money, pay me a big cent per mile, and then run me at the same time. Because I know some people gonna say, oh, you got 70 cents per mile, they're not gonna give you no miles, they're just gonna give you 2,500 miles. And hey, like, if you go somewhere and that's the case, then fine, you know what I mean? For right now, I've only been here a short period of time, so I can't really say what the future will be like. But I've done my thorough research on this company, and I've spoken to numerous amount of drivers, bro. And from what I get from all of them, to make a target of $2,000 for the week, it's nothing here. No, I'm not even bullshitting you, dude. And I see what they mean, because the way they run their drivers, the way everything is set up, you get one dispatcher. You meet your dispatcher in person, so that's your business partner. You know what I mean? You get one dispatcher, and the way it's not necessarily mandatory, but it is mandatory. They let you take a 34-hour reset every week, and it's usually done on the weekend. So you usually sit for the Saturday and Sunday, recoup, and then you get fresh running out there again on Monday. Their pay period cuts off at Thursday midday. At Tuesday midday, the pay period cuts off. So it's a different structure from what I'm used to. I'm still getting used to it. So far so good. Like I said, I'm already sitting on 2,700 miles, and I started like 2 days after the pay period. I got there on Thursday, and I got my truck. I got there at Thursday 1 o'clock, and by 5:30, I think it was like 4:30, I was already in my truck with my first load, ready to move. You know what I mean? So they pretty much mean business. I did all my paperwork, signed everything before I got there. There was only a few documents that I had to sign physically, and I did that, and they went over the orientation packet, and then pretty much just put you in the truck and you start driving. You have a year experience. You're a trained professional, you know what I mean? So it is HAZMAT. I'm running HAZMAT freight. You have to have the HAZMAT endorsement and the tanker endorsement on your license to get the 70 cents. I believe it's 65 cents if you don't have the HAZMAT and tanker endorsement on your license. You know what I mean? Don't quote me on that. I'm going to get some confirmation on it. But I believe it's 65 cents. And most of these guys that before they were telling me to make like $2,000 a week, they were at 65 cents because they really recently put it to 70 cents because they had the COVID-19 thing going on, and then they put the drivers on salary. They were giving them a guarantee $1,600 a week, and then they recently changed. It's like maybe a month ago or a month and a half ago, they recently put it up to 70 cents now. So I would say if you guys are any guys decide to come here, it's probably the best time to sign on right now, where you can get that 70 cents. You know what I mean? So yeah, I run HAZMAT freight now, so I've been learning more about HAZMAT. Of course, it's more of a risk, and no risk, no reward. You know what I mean? So I'm willing to step out my comfort zone to get more into it. And for me, it's beneficial in a sense because I've did reefer for 1 full year, run over the road. Even though I have a reefer trailer right now, I'm still getting to learn something more. You know what I mean? I'm still getting to learn, a different side of, the trucking, which is the HAZMAT part. So it could be flatbed. There was a flatbed company that I was gonna go with. They were offering me, I think it was 30% of the gross amount of whatever the truck make, and the truck makes like 8 grand. Average is about 8 grand, 6 to 8 grand a week. You know what I mean? The owner himself was telling me, it's a small company. The owner himself was telling me, he has drivers taking home like $2,500 for the week, 1099 also. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of opportunities out there. I started to get discouraged in the process of looking for a job, but all I can say, bro, is that don't get discouraged. I really wanted to go somewhere where I could run and it was worth my time, and I was making good money. You know what I mean? No, I'm just working off the words of the drivers, that this is not no recruiter telling me this or telling me, trying to sell me a dream or whatever. This is all from the drivers that I've worked here, that I spoke to. I've called up a few people. I've done my own research, and they tell me like it is. You know what I mean? To make 2 grand a week here, it's a no-brainer. You can really do it, and I'm now seeing it for myself just because of the way they run you. You're averaging. Remember, I'm coming from a place where I'm fighting to get 3,000 miles, or if I run 3,000 miles, I know how it is like on me. Let me make sure this thing is. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure it's still recording. I'm coming from a place where, I can run 3,000 miles like cakewalk. You know what I mean? So the first thing she asked me when I met my driver manager, my dispatch, she asked me, what kind of driver am I? Can I run like 700 miles for the day? I'm like, what? Before she even asked me the 700, she said, can you run 500 plus a day? I was like, yeah, I can run 500 plus a day. She's like, what about 600? I was like, yeah, I can run 600. She says she really wants a driver that can push like 700 if she puts him to the test. I'm like, yeah, you got the guy. Just give me the miles. Like, that's what I want. You know what I mean? You giving me 700 miles, hooking me up with like loads that I have to run like 700 miles for the day. Yeah. And the next thing I learned, they don't let their company drivers stay out for more than like 4 weeks. You can stay out, but they don't encourage it. They really want you to go home because they don't give you an extended time home. You know what I mean? So that's kind of a con. If you stay out there for like 5 weeks, you want, a long time home, but it's usually 3 weeks and you get like 3 full days at your crib. That's fine with me for right now. For the bread that I can make, that's fine by me right now. You know what I mean? I don't mind running and stacking up the bread so I can take care of my family and take care of everything that I have to do. So they encourage you. The fact that they know the way they're gonna run you, they encourage you to go home after 3 weeks or 4 weeks. You see what I mean? Because they know they're gonna consistently give you 3,000 plus miles every week, and that can take a toll on you. So they want you to take a break, even though every week you take a 34-hour reset. You know what I mean? And I think that's a pro, and I think that's a con also. I'm gonna save it for when I do my actual reviews, because as good as it sounds, there are cons here, you know what I mean, which I'm gonna go into like any other company, because nowhere is perfect. But for me, in my opinion, so far, between the pros and the cons, the pros weigh out the cons more, bro. I'm not sugarcoating shit, It's very early in the company, and I don't want to get up on this platform like, oh, I found this great company or whatever the case is. But I did my thorough research, and I found out what I was getting myself into before I got here. And so far, it's been the research that I've done, like it is, you know what I mean? So, I'm not going to say the company as yet. The next video that I do, I'm going to tell you guys the company. I'm going to show you guys the truck that I got. Should I tell you guys what truck? Nah, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that for the next video. I'm going to do a detailed video and show you guys inside the truck, what truck I got and everything. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, bro, please, man, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm bringing everybody with me. I'm taking you guys on my journey, bro. Like the video, share the video, tell somebody about the video. And, bro, if you guys haven't got your HAZMAT endorsement and your tanker endorsement, not even if you don't decide to come here or whatever the case is, go get it, dude, because that's the only reason why I got my HAZMAT endorsement and my tanker endorsement before I started with TransAm. I did it. I just took the time out and got all of them out the way. So for things like these, you get a better pay rate. I know that it pays more. You get more experience in the field. The next thing I'm going to go get is my Twig card. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I'm basically missing. And then I have a lot of goals for the future, which I'm going to take you guys on the journey. So if you guys haven't subscribed again, bro, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, like the video, share the video with someone so somebody can get all this information. Thank you guys very much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.